Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to learn about how to create a SQL login. Authentication type will be SQL Server Authentication. Okay, so there will be two ways to create logins. First way will be we'll be writing a query to create a login. So how to do that? Let's proceed. Create login, login name, user X. Let's give it a name as user X, username, and we'll give it a password with password equal to, let's give it some password test. Okay, then we are going to click on execute. Okay, we have completed our login successfully, so we have created our user successfully. Now what we are going to, we are going to check our user. Okay, so for that we'll need to go on our server explorer, then after security tab we'll expand that, after that logins, and then after we'll need to firstly refresh this. Okay, we are having our user X created. Okay, so here is our login. Now to validate the permissions, what we are going to do, we are going to create a database. Okay, we'll create a database something like LMS. Okay, we'll create a database like LMS. Okay, we have created one LMS database, and we'll create a table inside that. Okay, so create table. Okay, we'll use LMS. Okay, we'll use LMS and we'll execute this. Okay, we have LMS create table, LMS dot dbo dot let's say student. We'll give it a column name as student ID, and we'll give it a data type. We'll make this column as identity column, so it will seed with 1, it will start with 1. Okay, and give it a first name. Okay, and give it a data type as the varchar, which length will be of 30 characters. Okay, okay, so we've created a table. Now what we are going to do, we are going to connect to us this server with our user X login. Okay, so we are on our connect to server dialog. Now we'll need to change our authentication type to SQL Server Authentication. We have our server name as this flag key. Okay, we'll change the username, login name as user X, what we have created this, and we'll give the password as test. Okay, so we have created our password test. Now we'll need to specify encryption as optional, as we are not having any certificates. So let's connect. Okay, we have connected to this successfully. Now we'll open a new query window. Okay, now we are in this. Now we'll try to open our LMS database. Okay, so this is not accessible. Okay, now we'll need to go back to our admin login. Now we'll check the user X account. Okay, we'll go to our properties and we'll check for our server roles. Okay, so it's public. We are good with the public role. Okay, now user mappings. User mappings will give the mapping to LMS, so we'll allow this user to access this, and we'll give the default schema as DBO. Okay, okay, and now we'll give this DB owner also, so it can make any changes. Okay, we are given the permission. Now what we are going to see, we are going to see. Okay, LMS is accessible now. Now we are going to we are going to fetch that table, and we'll need to write a star in here. Okay, we are going to execute. Okay, we have our data here. Okay, we have our columns. Now this login is successfully created. Now another way to create a login. So we'll go to our server explorer. So this is our server explorer, object explorer. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to go on our security tab, expand this. Okay, we are going to go on our security tab. We are going to expand this. We are going, after that we'll go to our logins tab, expand this, and we'll right click on logins. We'll create a new login, give it choose our radio button to SQL Server Authentication. We'll give it a name, user Y, give it a password again, so we'll give it test again. Test, user must change password at next login. So we'll uncheck this, because if we log in with this user, we'll need to change the password once we log in on our first time. Okay, now we'll give the server roles. So we are okay with public. We'll give this a user mapping. So we'll give this user access to LMS. Give this role of DB owner also. Assign a default schema. So default schema will be DBO, which is our security group. Okay. This is our schema. Will be our default schema. Okay. We'll click on OK. Now we'll try to log in with our user Y. Okay. So we'll give our username. So it is set authentication type. It's set to SQL Server Authentication. We'll enter our password. So it is test. We'll set our encryption to optional. Okay. We'll click on connect. Okay. So we are connected with our user. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is our user at the bottom. User Y here. Here is our user Y. So what we are going to see, we'll check for if we have access to LMS. Okay. Okay, now we are having access to LMS. We'll select data from that, fetch data, write a query to fetch data from our LMS database and student table. Okay. We have written a query, select query. Now we are good. Okay. We have created our users, user X and user Y with both the methods. Okay, so thank you guys. This is it for this video. Bye bye.